Welcome to Saturday Evening Chats with G23. This is episode 18. Again, we're joined by Mr. DM Foss. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good.
So, we've got G Webs going on at the same time with us, which is kind of cool. He's doing his patch batch for like promoting the Second Amendment and stuff like that. Which, hey, like we were kind of discussing, I hope he reaches his goal, and you know, especially with some of the companies he's got in on this batch, the Walk the Talk America, um, Guns and Gadgets. He's got, I think, Tony Simon with 2A for everyone, and so he's got some pretty good, representation of some of the organizations that um, I really would align with, because we in the 2A community really need to help promote the mental health side of everything, you know, and it's not like the most popular subject, you know, people talking about, suicide and stuff, and or suicide awareness, you know, but we do have to look at that as it is, it happens, and it's not just the 2A community that it happens in, but we need more, mental health help out there. It seems like we're losing a lot of that in our society, and we're going down a rabbit hole that I really don't think we want to be going down. So yesterday, after I went shooting, and shooting some videos, which I've got to edit and get out, I stopped by one of my local coffee shops to get some iced tea, and the the police were there, um, and so I talked with one of the girls there, and she's like, "Yeah, a guy came up to the window and asked for us to charge his phone because he was going to go kill himself." And you know, they ended up calling the police and getting the police involved, which was a good thing. They agreed to charge his phone, hopefully just to, kind of keep him on scene while they were able to get help to the situation. Maybe to prevent anything from happening. So let's go through and welcome everybody in the crowd. I don't have my mouse working. I see we have Mr. Rich White out in the crowd. We have Aaron Mortensen, gun loving grandpa, uh, defense dad I saw was out there. He's on his way home, so he is going to be listening. So yeah, we got gun loving grandpa, defense dad, Rich White, Mr. Faust pulling double duty.
Aaron Mortensen just jumped
Yep,
in a little bit ago.
yep. Aaron Mortensen is out there. Okay, so Rich, to answer your question, Ice-T is the lead singer for Body Count. For he does the heavy metal rap kind of group now. So yeah, he's got some twisted stuff out there.
Do you smell pancakes? I smell pancakes.
I do. I see that the Pancake Boy himself is in the house. So it finally happened. The wife got her Sig P320 RXP X Compact on Tuesday. It took about a week to get her background check done because of the state of Oregon was so backlogged. So yeah, we got to take that home, and she went out and shot it this weekend, yesterday, and I did a video on me shooting it because she won't let me video her shooting it.
How did you like it?
Dude, I did not want to love it. Honestly, I did not want to love it. But yeah, that flat face trigger, you know, the red dot on there, the only downside I don't like about it is the grip frame. The one that they send out is a medium, and I would need a large. But that's, $50 to change to get a different one.
How did it fit your wife's? Did she was she able to shoot it well, or
Yeah, she likes it. I think she's gonna keep trying it a little bit before she decides if we're gonna try a small, or I may just get a small and see, if she likes it or not. But the medium didn't seem too bad for her. So I see we have Vanessa Kitty in the crowd just joining. So yeah, it's actually a really, really nice pistol. I shot my stand. Didn't get that on camera. I almost shot it in half. Yeah. So guess I'll be buying another one.
what does it all come with? What is included with the gun?
So the one that I ordered for her came with two 15-round magazines. And it's going to be in the unboxing video also, but it comes with a slide plate cover just in case you decide you want to take the Romeo 1 Pro off of it. It comes with another deal of Sig lube. So you have that. You have your chamber flag, your adjustment tool, and battery compartment tool and a sticker and some and then the manuals and stuff in a really nice case.
What kind of sights did it come with?
Night sights.
Are they true night sights or the
Yeah, no, there's
glow in the dark ones?
Oh, that's what these are actual. They're the tritium night sights, suppressor height.
Yeah, because that glow in the dark night sight is BS. Because if you start out in the dark, they're not glowing.
Yeah, nope. These ones actually. Welcome, Mr. Carolina EDC.
Howdy, how y'all doing?
Doing great. Yeah, these are actual the
Awesome.
they are the tritium night sights, so they're pretty nice. They're blacked out rear, and it's got a green dot front with a white circle around it. So in the day, you don't see anything in the back. You just got that green front dot. But in low light or no light situation, you do see all three green dots. So
yeah, I put tritium night sights on my H&K, and with my astigmatism, I see 4 dots.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I can differentiate which are the correct 3 dots, but I see 4 dots.
I really like the True Glow.
That's what I have.
Yeah, I really do like the True Glow TFX, the tritium fiber optics.
Yeah, I don't have the fiber optic ones, just the tritium.
Is that a big dot?
The TFX,
Yeah. Does it have a big dot or a small dot?
they're an okay sized dot. I have them on the rock slide. Let me. I think they're mainly just a standard size.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'll be easy to pick up or not, but this is your rear, and then your front sight, and those are nice.
Are those suppressor height sights?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the suppressor height ones. You can get them without them being the suppressor height, but the fact that I'm going to be putting a red dot on there, I decided I wanted to go with the suppressor height, so for co-witness.
Does that sign already got a cut?
Yeah, that's the rock slide.
Oh, so you already have a cut on there.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's the rock slide that I was just showing. So yeah, it has the RMR cut in there, so that I can put a holostun or,
Yeah.
another red dot on there. The Trijicon RMR or any of them. So, yep. And with the wife's 320 that she got, it came with the Romeo 1 Pro already mounted on it, so at least I don't have to go looking to buy another red dot for her pistol.
Yeah. So is it working good for you now?
I've got a really, really clean hit, the rock slide, because at the very end of shooting yesterday, I had put it around 60 rounds through it, and then all of a sudden it kind of started failing to go into battery.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it might just be really dirty, and so I'm gonna clean it up, go through, check all the safety plunger spring and stuff like that, make sure that there's nothing going wrong, and then go through and put it through its paces again. Welcome, New York Outcast. How's it going?
Yeah, the one thing about a lot of time of those slides like that, they have a lot of, after they're Cerakoted, it throws out a spec, so they need to be wore down.
Yeah.
So after, racking it so much and firing it wear off.
Yeah, that's why. And the thing is like, if I rapid fire it, and I do a mag dump through it, it'll go back into battery every single time. But if you're trying to slowly, methodically, you squeeze the trigger, you hold, you wait for reset so that you can kind of, work the reset. That's when it wants to fail to go back into battery. So that's like, okay, well, is there a safety plunger spring situation going on?
No, just clean it real good, put some oil in it, and just dry rack it, and then it'll break itself in.
Yeah. So
What's going on, fellas?
not much. Not much.
Having issues with a gun?
It was just the rock slide that was having a little bit of an issue.
No, it's the operator.
It probably is.
Yep. It's all your fault.
It's always.
No,
But
it's Night Strike's fault. You gotta remember, everything's Night Strike's fault. Even if it's not his fault, it's his fault.
I see we are joined out in the crowd by Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. So yeah, we were discussing that we took the wife's new 320 out, and she shot it some, and I shot it some, and I really didn't want to love it, but I do really like that thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I made a purchase myself too, so I think I'm falling in love with my SIG. That's my first SIG ever, and I'm pretty accurate with it.
Which one did you pick up?
365.
Yeah, that's. You get the
Which I was
XL.
very impressed for a little small pistol. I mean, no, I just went with the standard.
Yeah, that's the
And it
one I
had
got.
a XL, so
That's the one stick I got. It's the 365. I got the one with the thumbstick because that's what they had.
Yeah.
Rifle shot.
Oh, I shot the XL last time I was at the range. I rented the one they had, and I liked how it felt. I don't like the tiny guns for the most part, and it felt nice, but I just don't care for 9mm. That's if it was 40, I would probably love it.
Today I wasn't carrying that. I was carrying my HK USP in 40.
They probably will make a 365 and 40. Maybe.
Well, maybe I'm not thinking they're going to be honest.
The thing is I bet if they got enough emails saying that people would love to see it in 40, they'd probably do it. Especially when they could be the first, in that category with a 40, because you don't see 40s, in single stack.
Yeah, you do the shield.
That's that small.
The shield's not much bigger than what the 365 is. The thing that's different about the 365 is the way the magazine's designed.
I'm not a big Smith guy, so I don't keep up on their stuff much.
Yeah, I got the 48 too at the same time I got the 365, and I don't know if it was me or the sights or what, but I wasn't able to hit much with that 48. I was kind of crazy in a way, but I don't know. I'm gonna change the sights on it, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah. The other thing about the 365 was really accurate. I really liked how accurate it was. I was able to shoot it well.
Yeah, same here. I was surprised.
I have not handled the 365, so or even shot it, so that would be something to look forward to. But I tell you that X Compact with that flat face trigger is really, really nice. And the thing is I
The
looked
thing I don't like about the 365 is the trigger.
there's probably an aftermarket or a SIG drop-in. You know,
I don't know. I don't think they have triggers for those yet. I haven't seen any. I know they got slides and barrels already out there.
Defense says I'd like a P238 for pocket carry. Midnight says nah, 365 and 40. So
Now, where did I put that? Yeah, there. If you pull up what I'm sharing, you see that they got the measurements here of the 365 and the shield. The shield's not all that much bigger. They're all, it's a little bigger, but not too much.
yeah, I really don't like if you on the grip. I don't like how fat that is. You know, in width.
That fits my hand. I like it. I like my shield.
It
But
seems
Yeah, I
most
miss
people
my
complain
shield.
about how
I had one a
small
long
it
time
is.
ago.
Not how fat it is, but technically how small it is because of being single stack. That's
Yeah,
the
if you look,
complaints I've heard about the shield, but
yeah,
runs fine for me. Probably more accurate than I should be with it.
yeah, the shield's actually a little bit thinner, by like 5/100ths of an inch. But
I guess it's looks.
yeah.
You know,
And it's lengthwise, it's all 3/10 of an inch longer. So it's not. It's 3/10 of an inch
that's
taller.
not. You're not going to notice 3/10 of an inch.
No, and it's not even an ounce heavier. It's like what?
And what's the price difference?
Couple $100.
No, depends on if you're getting the Shield 2.0 or the Shield the first gen Shield. First gen Shield's gonna be cheaper. Second gen Shield, you're looking maybe $50 less than the 365. That's about it. It's not
What's
a huge price difference.
What's the difference between the Gen 1 and the Gen 2?
The trigger, mostly the trigger. Grip, the stippling's a little bit better, more rougher, I guess you could say. You know, get better purchase on the Gen 2 than the Gen 1. If you're going with just the stock, I have a Talon grip on mine, on my Gen 1. That's mainly it. It's the trigger and the grip frame. The texturing on the grip is more aggressive on the Gen 2.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else besides on the front of the frame for the 2.0 as that little groove thing, which
Yeah, it's
I'm
got
not
the
exactly
little,
sure what
it's
that
got
is,
those
but
little marks right there.
Boxes.
Yeah, they're supposed to be French serrations, but they're more decorative than anything. So you really can't get too good of a grip on those.
And I haven't had any issues holding my shield on hot days or whatever. It is probably on the smoother side, but like
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's probably a little different, I guess. But mine's been pretty good, so I think they're great for the price they're going for.
Yeah, I put the rubberized Talon grip on my Shield 40, and that you get a really nice purchase on that with the Talon grip on there. It makes the grip a little bit wider, but you get a good purchase on there.
I see we've been joined by the gun-toting pacifists. So welcome. Yeah, I guess, but again, I haven't held either one of those, so, oh, crap.
Whoopsie.
I went to remove your screen because you were closing everything.
I see how it is.
Oh, yep, it's going to be one of those days. We might as well just get it started early. Rob, where's your girl so we can start getting her to start yelling at you on live stream?
No, thank you.
Oh, let's go for that 2 weeks in a row.
No, that's all right. Yeah, everything got smooth over last time. No problem.
Oh.
Stop picking on her shoes.
Oh no. We it was nothing like that. Rob decided he wanted to go and get himself yelled at.
Yeah, I know. So I said that he stopped picking on her shoes.
No, he didn't start.
I don't pick on her shoes, though.
He just started ignoring. He just started ignoring everybody at the house.
We had some neighbors come over, new neighbors. I was social, entertained for a while, and then everybody was busy, so I popped on for a minute, and then shortly after they left. So there was a concern that it could have been perceived as rude, so that's why I got yelled at. I had to leave the show because I was getting yelled at, set everything down, and go get a neighborly gift to share with the neighbors. And then talk to them, and everything was cool. So
just send them a fruit basket with a note next time.
I think it was 5 bottles of wine, so they like me now.
I would be liking you too if you went over and brought me 5 bottles of wine.
Fruit basket would have been cheaper, man.
Not for me.
See, what Rob's really saying, by bottle, he means box. Sent them 5 boxes of wine.
No, bottles. Variety. They said they like white wine. So I think a few different whites and a couple lighter ones.
We got the poor conservative in the house. Welcome. Gun Toting says ammo is a great gift. I'm thinking that
Great
might
gift
be
to receive.
that might be a little touchy subject for the Outcast right now.
Yeah, I got robbed yesterday for ammo.
There's a difference between robbing and raping. You got raped. I mean,
yeah. It wasn't good. It's like $95 for 300 rounds of some Italian ammo I've never seen before.
What other Italian ammo makers are there? I mean, you got Fiocchi. What else is there? Nobody else knows either, I guess.
It's already stashed away. I was looking at the receipt trying to see if it stated, and it doesn't. It just says 9mm Luger, 115 grain.
Yeah, Fiocchi's the only Italian one I know of offhand.
Who was? I
It's
don't
a
remember.
black box, gold writing. So I'm not sure. And the boxes were a lot smaller than standard boxes, so they didn't waste space with, the packing containers where you set every round in, I guess. And I'm just going by what the guy told me, so I'm not 100% sure. He said he sold a lot of it and hasn't had any complaints. Of course, that's the gun shop, so.
It's the same gun shop that just charged you $95.
Yeah, it wasn't a local. I had to drive about an hour to get there. But, there's not much choice here, so, yeah. That's how it is, unfortunately.
I'm hearing a different state sounding probably a really good option for you.
Oh, yeah. I definitely agree.
Somewhere where you can actually order ammo online and have it shipped right to your front door. Defense Dad saying, "Did you say $95 for 300 rounds?"
Yeah.
There wasn't even a kiss afterwards.
No, they had a ammo can, 500 rounds of Winchester, $179. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
But I was shocked to see it.
I mean, if you like that, steel case or aluminum case, Wolf ammo in 9mm.
They did have some Tula there, but I don't mess with steel case. I'm cheap, but I'm not that cheap. If I was, running an AK, that's different. But I don't know. I just use brass, man.
No, they did not give him any lube either.
I didn't get a sticker or a lollipop, nothing.
Yep, I think we're all in agreement that that was prison treatment right there.
Pretty much. It's a sad deal. But, my local shop didn't have anything. They were completely out. So as soon as they got it in, they were pretty much wiped out. And they only got in a small amount as usual. So the orders don't come in complete, apparently. So, and when a truck comes in is, a mystery. It's a roll of the dice at this point. So
You're sure that was Italian ammo? That's the only Italian ammo I'll find. And
that's what the guy said. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So, like I said, at this point, beggars can't be choosers. So I would have much rather went with Winchester, but for that price, I couldn't do it. So.
Yeah, the only thing other than Fiocchi that I'm coming across that's Italian is competitive shotgun shells. And that company doesn't. Those companies, I should say, don't do pistol ammunition.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the Suprema was. Some shotgun ammo that I had tried. I don't remember who actually made it. Trying to see if I can.
I mean, there's Perfecta, but that's just a subsidiary of Fiocchi, and they don't use a black and red box. I don't know what the hell your guy sold you there, Rob.
Midnight Range
I think
says,
it's-
was the Herties?
No, it's like Sellers and Ballot.
Oh, so yeah, and below. That's
Oh yeah.
Check.
that's is it? I don't know.
Isn't it
Yeah,
check?
it says Czech Republic on the
Yeah,
box
Czech,
too.
okay.
Son of a. All right.
Yeah, it's good stuff. No, S&B is good. It's good. S&B's good.
It's all right. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've used S&B before. You're all right.
It's good, but it's not $95.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. So. I mean, they were wiped out. I was looking for magazines. Usually
You're
that
good.
store is a little bigger, so they'll have factory and aftermarket, and they didn't have anything. Basically,
One thing you notice about S&B is they tend to be loaded a little bit hotter than other brands, so you might have a little bit more recoil. But it's good stuff.
300 rounds to the pot here. So
I never tried that brand or Fiocchi, so
yeah, I got that last time. Fiocchi. So from what I heard, it runs good, and that again is a little hot from what I've heard, but I can't recall.
Fiocchi can be a little hot too. It's like the European ammunition companies, Fiocchi, S&B, Privy, Partisan. They can be a little bit hotter than what you would get here in the U.S. on certain rounds.
Lately, it's been like getting a mystery bag. As far as ammo, just do they have any? Sure, you run down there and they got this, that. It's all a variety of whatever. So it's not the standard normal stuff. It seems like it's whatever they can get at this point.
Midnight's asking New York if you can you bring ammo into New York if you buy it from out of state?
I don't know. Legally, I don't know. I would think you could. I think that they might have some type of limits. I mean, a lot of people go down to PA to buy cigarettes, or used to, because they were cheaper. But supposedly you could buy a certain amount, and as long as you weren't selling them, it wasn't an issue. So I'd assume it would be the same thing. But I don't know for sure. So I can tell you, well, I've gone to the PA and bought ammo before. So that I used for myself and didn't sell. So hopefully that's not a crime, but
You just admitted to it.
yeah, well, people say a lot of things, it just doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
I'm looking at
You got a
the
reputation to keep, that's all.
I'm looking at one of our local. This is a pawn store / kind of. This is what their gun case. So they got. Now they're getting into their. Trying to see if they showed their ammo, but they're not showing that. So. Yep, they're not showing. But yeah, that place has a sign that says over 700 new guns in stock.
I got excited at this place I went to because I saw an AR on the back wall. So I went and looked, and it was a bolt action. It's like, wait a minute, what is that? It's got a side charging handle, and it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense because yeah, it still had the pistol grip and everything. Yeah, it looked like pretty much like an AR until you got to the bolt area.
Well,
I haven't seen anything, even resembling something tactical or whatever you want to call it, months around here. Mini 14 is the closest you're going to get these days.
so what? The Mini 14 doesn't have to be compliant?
Apparently, the magazines do, but because there's no pistol grip, and I assume they have it. So I don't know if they had a bayonet on those or not, but I assume that there would be no lug for a bayonet if they ever had them. I'm not sure. So
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing a Mini 14 with a bayonet. So.
okay. So basically, they pretty much fit into compliance. Yeah, obviously down to what mags you're going to use. So, but they want $900 to $1,000 for it.
Yeah, that's anywhere anymore for those.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous price for a Mini 14.
Yeah, and my friend had one of the nice ones. I call it nice. It was it looked silver. I'm trying to think of what it was. It wasn't silver, but it had like a coated barrel and whatnot. Thing ran pretty good, but it's accurate for close quarter things and stuff like that. But just the price is a hard one for me to swallow for what it is.
Yeah.
So I see Mr. Kingpin has joined us out in the crowd, and he says, tell Rob to ask Travis P11 about that stuff.
What stuff's he referring to?
I think he's saying that the S&P, he said that right about when we were talking about that.
About what? Sorry, laundry basket fell.
The S&B ammo.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues with it. My CZP-10C just eats that stuff right up.
I've never shot any of it through any of my stuff. But I prefer Blazer Brass for FMJs. I see we have Ozark Yeoman joining us. We have Mr. Patriot in the Dark.
So I've never even seen Blazer Brass on the shelves around here.
I ordered 1,000 rounds of 10 millimeter Blazer Brass.
And I was looking at SG ammo the other day, and they were completely sold out of 9mm. They didn't have any.
See, that's the thing is I can go to 4 different stores, and pretty much they're going to have, they may not have the normal wide selection, but there's, they've probably either got Remington, Winchester, Blazer, or PMC. Those are 4 guaranteed staples they're going to have in there. And they're running from, I don't know,
Must be nice.
$10 a box to like $12 a box.
What caliber though?
9mm.
Yeah, he's in like some special pocket of the universe where they didn't run out of ammunition.
Around here, it's hard to find 40 ammo.
It's been my whole county.
Like it's really hard to find some 40 cal ammo. So I'm glad that I did stock up a lot before all this went down. So I'll hopefully, and as I find it, I buy some more. But
Shoot, I've got some 40 and no 40.
well, just send it on over. It'll get used up.
Oh, S&G Ammo must have found some ammo somewhere. 'Cause now they got some, like they got a 1,000-round case of Yoki self-defense ammo for $500, 50 cents a round. But again, that's self-defense ammo. It's 147 grain hollow point. And then they got some S&B soft points, which again, that's like your standard. Again, 500 for 1,000 rounds of that. But your standard stuff, they are sold out. They did have 900 round spam cans of Red Army Standard for 190. That was 21 cents a round. That's not too bad. They're sold out of that. That's 21 barrel. They're out of everything except for those two that I just said. But your Target, just your standard range ammo, they don't have anything in SG ammo on in 9mm. I know they got in 40. They got stuff in 40.
Patriot in the Dark is asking if anyone has opinions on the CZ97 BD.
Great gun.
No idea.
I almost bought one and opted for something different, and I wish I had.
No idea.
Yeah, those are great guns.
Never shot one. CZs are pretty nice guns, but
Yeah, the
I was going to
97.
say that wheelchair warrior guy on Rick's show sometimes, I believe he owns just about every CZ there is, at least from what I've seen on his channel. So
I know Wheeled
might
and
get
Well.
some information from him. Yeah, Wheeled and Well Dark.
Yeah, he's a pretty good guy, and I watched a couple of his videos on his CZs.
Yeah, the CZ97 is basically a 45 ACP 75. There's a little bit of difference too. That's essentially what it is. They're a really nice gun.
Yeah,
Has
I would
anyone
say
ever
go ahead
tried
and buy it.
the
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. Has anybody tried the Fort Scott munitions or the G9 defense ammo or the Grindhard ammo extreme defense?
Seen Fort Scott's at this shop, but I wasn't paying what they wanted for it.
Yeah, I haven't used any of that stuff.
Who's the one that does the rip ammo?
I don't know, but
RIP ammo,
I'd advise against it.
That's
Yeah,
garbage.
P.
Yeah, the RIP ammo is absolute garbage.
one of our local shops had some in 9mm, and I was like, yeah, no. I couldn't bring myself to actually getting it.
Yeah, Patriot, that's about what you're going to pay for one of those. They're not cheap whenever they're available. And they're not available very often. If you want to get one, yeah, even if it's that price, you're going to have to grab it.
Yeah, that's about what I was looking at buying it for. It was about somewhere in there, $750, a little bit over that, and that was back around January.
Yeah, I mean they're not very common. They don't make those in large runs. So whenever you see them in stock, if you want one, you got to grab it when they're there.
See, we lost Carolina EDC. It looks like. Oh,
Just showing off his chandelier.
that the RIP round?
Oh, looks like the solid copper rounds.
No, it's got the little petal flakes.
I
Well,
would
that's what
trust the Fort Scott's the solid ones over those rip
Yeah,
rounds any day.
Oh.
So I think he was showing the solid copper ones that kind of have like a Phillips screwdriver looking tip.
Those, that's either going to be the Lehigh bullet, or it's the which is used in the Underwood. Underwood uses those bullets
Because I think the
Fender and Extreme Penetrator.
RIP ones had more of a had the segments were pointy. Each one had a point on it, if I remember.
I believe you're right. How they curve up and have a point.
Yeah.
It's like a blade, I guess you would say, each one of them.
Yeah, so Kingpin got it out there. It's G2 Research that does the RIP round.
There's a guy called Gun Docs that hops on Dangerous Freedoms chat, if anybody's heard of him. But and he explained the trauma part, and he deals with gunshots and all that type of stuff, and explained the effects of rip rounds that he saw, and he thought it was one of the worst things you could probably buy if you're trying to actually stop a threat. So
yeah. I don't know. I look at the fact of how's it going to play if you actually had to use it in a self-defense situation, and you're sitting in front of a jury. How's that going to play out? Because anti-gun prosecutors are going to go say, well, look, he had ammo that's right there in his name says that he was looking to kill somebody.
true, but I believe the ammo's name is actually something different, and everybody relates it to that. So that's I would just think it's you're spending more money for nothing. I mean, for a gimmick, kind of.
How are you gonna get that out of an anti-gun prosecutor's head? That's not what it means.
I don't know, because facts don't work anymore these days, so I really can't tell you.
That's one of the reasons why I if we could get back to here's the evidence, let that speak for itself, then I would probably say, I would, at least try it, I'd buy it and shoot it. But with the way everything is going on right now, I don't even want to get caught with that in my house.
Well, again, I think it's a gimmick. If it did work, maybe, I could understand. But according to, like I said, what this doctor was stating, they had a drive up where the guy shot the guy driving. Passenger shot the guy driving the rip round. So they were right next to each other. It was an accidental shooting, supposedly. And the pedals were all over the vehicle. They entered first layers of skin and actually slid along the muscle and didn't actually penetrate anything solid. So the guy was in a bit of pain, but he still drove himself to the hospital getting shot from 2 feet away with a rip round. So that's not the kind of round I would want.
Yeah. If you're shooting somebody for a reason, and you want that round to do what it's intended to do, and that's neutralize your threat. So we got Warsaw Patriot out there, and I cannot wait for that sign. That will be an awesome sign. Having some internet connection problem there, bud?
Gotta love AT&T. Can you hear me now?
Yes. At least for 5 minutes.
Probably less than that. No, I was trying to show you guys some defensive ammo that I got. I'll be doing a review on different type of kind of weird defensive ammos. I mean, they're kind of expensive, but I just very interested to see how well they perform.
That looks like
So,
the Underwood.
Yeah, the Underwood, the extreme defense and extreme penetrators work really well. That RIP stuff, every review I've seen of that stuff, they
Yeah.
just lambast it. It is absolute garbage.
That's what
Well,
I've
the one-
come across.
the one that I have right now is loaded with Lehigh defense.
Yeah.
But they are solid copper projectiles, 124 grain, and the other one is 80 grains.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Warsaw, when I put that out there, it was I was being a smartass, and I said we really needed to talk about people that mount optics out on the gas tube. And I was directed at one specific person that was also in that crowd that night, who is also in the crowd tonight.
Yeah, well,
Who
the
we
thing
have
is, Warsaw is
lambasted.
absolutely wrong, so who cares? He's completely wrong. Look at the images that you see coming out of the Russian military. They do that with their AKs over there. He is absolutely wrong to say that it's what he's saying out there about it. He's wrong.
No, it is.
You know, a real gun has a rail.
They AKs have.
That's your opinion, Warsaw, and it's wrong.
AKs have rails,
Not all AKs do.
or you can get the dust cover pick rail that will mount
Nope.
that goes
Or
on
Not
there.
all of them
tape.
do that either. You don't. There are AKs out there that do not have the standard optic rail on the side of the receiver, and there are ones that do not have a pick rail on the dust cover.
You can buy the
Not
pick
all
rail.
of them do, Warsaw. There are plenty of pictures out there where they have them on. We're not talking about the AK-12. We're talking about the standard AK, you dipshit. God. What a moron. Yeah, good luck with that, Patriot. You're not going to be. No, it's not a retarded way to mount an optic. You just can't stand that you're wrong about it. You'd like to think that you're an expert on everything, Warsaw, and you're not.
I don't hear you mind your damn mouth.
Well, you don't even know the goddamn origin of the AK, so don't tell anybody how the goddamn optics mount on them. You were wrong about that last week, too.
I personally do not like an optic out on the gas tube, and don't agree with it being mounted out there. It's like people that decide that it's a good idea to put 7.62 into an AR platform.
Yeah, Warsaw's just one of those net rifle is fine morons who doesn't know the facts about anything. and like to think that he does.
Well, there's
Some crazy weather, huh? Melting my kahunas
Oh, yeah, okay.
off over here.
The people that invented the rifle don't know more than you do. Man, you really are a fucking asshole. You know that, Warsaw?
Why don't you just get off of there?
You're lucky you got a goddamn wrench right now. You started with your asshole nonsense thinking you're a goddamn know-it-all about everything fucking AK because your first part of your screen name is Warsaw.
okay.
How many times your Glock sights fell off this week?
Not a single time.
Okay, Warsaw, you finally said something I agree with you on. Yankee Marshall is a total prick. I know why your name is Warsaw. You've said it umpteen times. But let's disagree to disagree on the AK, and then we can agree on the fact that Yankee Marshall was a total prick.
Everyone has their own opinion on how to handle certain rifles, and even though they may be wrong in other people's opinions,
Just run and have it. Float your boat.
but for
Whatever
me,
makes you
I
happy.
have never put an optic on the gas tube on my AK, but it's not gay. It's not unethical, and there are militaries that do it.
I mean, if you're running a red dot out on that gas tube, I don't see how well it's that far away. You're
Well,
not.
red dot doesn't have eye relief. That's why you can do it. A red dot doesn't have any eye relief to it. You don't want to do that with a scope generally because you got eye relief between your, which is a certain distance that your eye has to be from the scope for the optic to work properly. Red dots don't have that.
I just would not personally put one down there. I don't like the look of it, but that's
If you want to shoot distance,
personality.
just buy an AR.
Yeah. Just
AKs for killing everybody in the room. It's the problem.
I don't.
personally, if you
He's
need an
not
optical,
totally wrong.
you shouldn't need sights at all to be able to hit something with a firearm. Yep. That's what we all should do. Take our sights off of our guns
I don't know about that.
and see who can hit the target.
It's like saying you don't need brakes to drive. You don't, but it's kind of helpful.
No, you don't need brakes to
You
drive.
don't need brakes to drive. You need brakes to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's kind of helpful.
And you don't even
close things. Yeah, you shouldn't necessarily have to aim to hit a person per se, but if you're trying to hit an apple at 100 yards, sights would help.
you don't even need brakes to stop. All you got to do is use the person or the car in front of you as a stopping method.
I don't recommend doing that.
I wouldn't either, but there is the possibility that that's how you could do it.
When you get your license out of the Cracker Jack box and drive a bumper car.
There may or may not be a reason why I have push bars on my no.
Alrighty then. You see this guy on the road, get the hell out of the way.
That's a pretty good good suggestion. I do like to do 80 on the freeway.
Well, that's not unusual. We have the interstates over here where that's the speed limit.
So, what did the apple do to you? Says Ozzy.
Dang thing looked at me funny. I ain't having that.
You realize William Tell's not in this chat, right?
That was a direct shot over at New York for saying that if you're going to shoot an apple at 100 yards.
Did I ever say that? Yes, but he's not William Tell, right?
Well, I would hope that Rob wouldn't be trying to put an apple on somebody's head and shoot it off.
Well, William Tell was forced to do that by the king, but there's a whole long story that goes with that one.
Is there money involved in this?
Oh, so
Good Lord, he still won't let go. Up there in the chat, by the way.
so you are a fruitist, Mr. Rob D.
No, I'm just pretty confident I could hit an apple at 100 yards, but I wouldn't say confident enough to put a live person up there.
What about
Sure.
What about an apricot?
An apricot, that'd be a hard target.
You're
That'd be
talking
a hard
first
target.
round.
1 round.
At what distance is what firearm?
I don't know.
And is the apricot pinned so it's not laying flat? Because apricots.
You're a gentleman's bet on that one.
Apricot at 100 yards with his 15-22. We'll give him a sporting shot at it.
At what distance?
100 yards.
With a 15-22?
Thought he was saying 5 feet.
No, you were the one that said 100 yards on an apple, so.
Yeah, I wasn't speaking of a 22 though.
What variety of apple? I just want to know what variety of apple.
Crab.
That could affect the size of the target.
We could
grow steroid apple.
we could go with one of those crab apples.
Oh, those are tiny. You have a hard time hitting a crab apple at 100 yards, or an apricot for that matter, 100 yards with a 15-22. Better not be any wind that day.
Okay, I gotta look this up.
That doesn't even need an answering.
It's over 5.5 inches of drop.
Okay, so now there's a couple different ones that I've seen. You got like this style. That has,
Yeah, that's as bad as that trigger on that goddamn 22 double barrel revolver.
or you got this one here.
What is the point of that?
I do not know.
Talking about a two-stage trigger.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
this one's just this one here is just like a double finger, so you can use, But
But again, what is the point?
This one's here is that one's on an AR. That you can get a double AR-15 trigger. It's paintball inspired.
Sometimes one finger doesn't get the job done. You got to get that other finger in there.
What kind of show is this, man?
Really?
Well,
At least on that double barrel 22, the trigger's like that because it shoots two different barrels. That there is. Why?
It is. That is pretty friggin' ugly. There's just certain things in your life you can never unsee, and I don't think I'll be able to ever unsee that.
Your parents getting busy or something.
Sounds like you have experience in that category.
No, I can just imagine. So I've known some friends that have. So I grew up in like single parent household, so I wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't want to imagine that either.
One friend walked in on his grandparents, and they were quite old at the time. He's still not right about that. So.
I see we are joined by Lakeview Outdoors. Welcome.
Personally, I think watching a woman give birth is something, if you're a father, you got to do it. But man, that's some horrible stuff, man. In my opinion, that's some horrible stuff. Yeah. They get in there with scissors sometimes, or and they start pulling on this cord, and you're like, "What the heck?" And it's just coming, and plop, big old soupy placenta thing pops out. Whew, let me tell you, I'd almost rather be on the table than watching that shit.
Yep, and the PG rating is gone.
Oh, it was gone a long time ago. I think I killed that about 5 minutes ago.
Well, I don't know. This is YouTube. Depending upon what you're,
It's one of them times you are very glad you're a man.
I see we are joined by 9mm. Welcome. It's been a while since she's been in the crowd. So did anyone watch Ghost's video that he put out on that 522?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
I haven't got a chance to.
I haven't seen it.
That is one. I could see myself end up buying that and probably getting a lot of trouble for doing it.
What was the maker of it?
The GSG.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did see that one.
I was looking at one. Probably, I don't know if it's the same thing, but similar. It looked like it had a fake can on it.
Yeah, it does.
Little pattern and all that stuff.
Yeah, it has
And-
it has the fake can on it, and
Oh, go ahead.
he went and got the collapsible stock for it.
Okay.
So
Nice. Yeah, the one I was looking at was quite pricey in New York, obviously. It's quite a while ago, actually. But I talked to a couple people, and I was kind of shied away from it for the price. So I don't know. Maybe they're, I'm not sure how his ran or what his opinion was. Was it good in the video? Any problems with feeding or injection or anything?
no, it ran really smooth.
Was it picky with ammo? Did he state anything like that?
He didn't state any of that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, curious. Yeah, I'm picky, so myself. So in a sense, if I don't like things that are fussy. It's just like now, you never know what you're going to end up getting sometimes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, GSG's been making 22s for a while. They make
yeah,
different versions of all kinds of different firearms in 22.
I know he was saying that came with was it 22 round magazine, so probably wouldn't be New York compliant.
no, not with that magazine. So again, and this was quite a while ago. I can't state how long ago. Honestly, don't remember. So I assume it had 10 round mags, or at the time it might not have been relevant. EDC, you going to test that ammo out? Are you going to do any kind of hard surfaces as well? Anything, state like a steel door, or a standard household with the thin metal on each side that people think are steel doors?
Say that again.
Are you going to test that defensive ammo out on like penetration with something like a standard household door or anything like that, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to test it out on certain things. I don't know yet. Just how as far as accuracy, I'm not too much worried about it. Which I mean, most people want to know the accuracy, but I just want to see how well it reacts to different things.
I just wonder how barrier blind it is.
Yeah, penetration is always a question. I mean, I think sometimes penetration is a good thing. So it just depends where you're at and what the situation may be. But I know some people would call me crazy, but I usually carry hollow points and full metal jackets. So I'm loaded with hollow points, but I do have full metal jackets because honestly, it's not unheard of for people to just start shooting from a car, or God forbid you're stuck in a building and something's going on, I'm barricaded in a room and somebody's trying to get in. I'd rather be able to go through the door than have to open and expose the room.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't always get that choice and things happen quick, but it's just if you're carrying extra mags anyway, it seems to be, penetration could kind of save the day in some situations. So.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I haven't thought about what I'm gonna use to shoot at or whatever, but
cornering in your home, if there is somebody in your home, and you got a corner and there's somebody there, put a couple of rounds through the wall. They're probably gonna put their head down. So you get a better advantage. But I just again think there's a lot of advantages to having some penetration.
Yep, that's why I say barrier blindness. Because I want to know that my if I have to shoot through a wall, shouldn't really have to shoot through a wall, but if you have to,
never know, man. That's just the thing.
Yep.
It's why you carry a gun in a sense. So you hope to never need it, but if you do, you want to have the best options available. So
Exactly. So, has anyone else picked up any new firearms? Since last week?
not me. Lucky to find ammo.
I just got a Romeo MSR red dot. But just got it, ordered it and just arrived yesterday. So I think yesterday.
What are you going to mount that on?
Just on my 5.56 AR.
I see we are joined out in the crowd by Mr. FNH.
Yeah, I've never used a red dot before. So I was a little concerned that maybe, when you're looking through the tube, that your focus goes too much into the tube, but it's just like a reflex sight where, you still see everything around the sight. I didn't think it was that big a deal. If that makes sense.
Yep.
I haven't shot it yet, but just playing with it.
I have a red dot that was donated to the channel by Mr. Carolina EDC. So I have to figure out what I'm going to mount that on.
Yeah, doggy.
Maybe I'll mount it on the KSG and test it out.
Ozzy got a 380 EZ.
Ooh. That. So, what are we looking at here? Oh, that's the ammo. Extreme Defender. Fort Scott.
I assume that'll be good.
Yeah, that looks like it. So you did see that.
Does he have the two different grains, 80 and something else he was
Ones
stating?
that I'll be testing out. So
Do you have both grain weights of the Fort Scotts?
Carolina, can you hear New York?
That's all right. I just heard obviously the 80 travels quite a bit hotter, so I would assume that one would probably be better towards penetration.
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you
Okay.
hear us?
Yeah, just yeah, I can hear you.
So
But yeah, those are the types of defense and ammo I'll be using to test out. I mean, I only got a box of each because they're so freaking expensive. But
Rob asked if you got the 80 grain.
yeah, it's the 80 grain for the Fort Scott munition.
Cool. Look forward to seeing your testing.
So
The extreme defense is 90 grain. One of the G9s is going to be 124 grain, and the G9s are going to be solid copper.
So Defense Dad says he's on his way to the range right now to zero a new scope. What distance are you going to zero that? Are you going to do 25-yard zero, 36-yard zero, 100-yard zero?
Kind of scope is it first?
Does he have zeroing targets? Obviously, if you have a zeroing target, you probably want to run off whatever that's going to tell you in that sense. So.
Yeah.
What is the best distance to set scope? Do you gotta do 100 yards or something else?
I think it all depends upon how you're going to set your rifle up. You know, is it going to be more like a battle type, hunting type? How are you going to want to actually set it up? I know Ghost Tactical did a video on, zeroing.
I think that was on Red Dots, wasn't it?
I think he did one on regular scopes also, but and then
I'd say if you got 100, do 100 if you can, in my opinion. But obviously, you might be constricted. So if that's the case, and you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I think 100 is a decent area, and most are going to have some. I don't know if that's a scope or what he's got going on, but
he says scope.
Scope, yeah. So there's something that's probably got some magnification as well. So I don't know, if it's how his system is, but obviously, if he's going for something quick, if you have mil dots or whatever hash marks, and you can kind of account for a little bit of Kentucky windage to run a quick shot. So, but normally you're probably not taking shots too much within it, I wouldn't think. And if you are, it's just the same thing. You just got to account for the rise in a sense. So I think 100's a general pretty good idea, but that's just me.
That's all I heard. It was 100 be a good distance to zero a scope. As far as Red Dot, it varies. 36, 25. Whatever it be the main two that people, what I've seen, they cite there's the red dots at that distance.
All right, is Warsaw and Rich married? Is that what's going on here?
Why is he still going off about
Warsaw is a pretty good guy. He's doing he's going to be doing an awesome sign for me.
Your opinion doesn't make it a fact, Warsaw. Would you let it go already? Good Lord.
I'm not sure what state they're both in, but I'm sure something's going on here.
So, yeah, so.
No, it's not fact. It's opinion. Your simple, unadulterated opinion. And we're just going to leave it at that. Because I'll just ignore him if he keeps it up. I don't care. I'm done. I said my piece. He can't take it. That's his problem.
How old is he and how old is he? It sounds like a fucking kid. And so did you, Jack.
So, what is anyone's opinion on the St. Louis, Missouri situation with the Karen, as everyone's calling it, the husband and wife, Ken and Karen?
I haven't seen anything more about it. I mean,
Well, I
have
guess
they done anything else about it?
they
They got their AR taken away.
and they're searching for the pistol.
I heard
Wow.
somebody said that the lawyer has the pistol.
The lawyer says he's never seen the pistol.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yep, they served a search warrant, and seized the AR, and can't locate the pistol. And I heard that both of them were arrested also.
That's crazy.
But I don't know how much of that, because I haven't seen any, like news articles or anything about it. I know Mr. Ozark Yeoman did a video about it, so I did watch that video.
I don't know. I wonder if they're searching for those because that's, part of the crime in their opinion. Evidence to it, or if they're stripped of all gun rights at this point. Is it a felony charge that they're putting against both of them, or does anybody know what the actual charges are?
I don't know.
To my knowledge, the guy may be a best brandishing, and the girl did kind of point the pistol. So I don't know, where things lie in certain states or what could have been pointed back at her. So I'm just curious what the actual charges are.
I don't know if I can find.
I'm surprised Corleone Noor haven't done a video. I mean, he done a video on the first thing came out, but he hasn't done one to follow up.
I would suppose it would depend on your laws in the state, obviously, but I could see those two people being quite fearful at the time. Again, we're only seeing part of a video there, but I wouldn't be shocked if they were in fear.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're in Missouri. Missouri has Castle Thunder and all that.
Yeah. Oh, it's not every day, I don't know, 50, 60 people line up screaming at you in front of your house either after they busted through a gate.
Yeah, after breaking down the gate,
Yeah,
the private gated neighborhood on top of it.
And with everything in today's news and stuff, yeah, I'd be a little concerned myself. So
Exactly. I mean, you don't know who's busting through that gate, and the fact that they're busting through the gate in the first place is a crime.
That someone have a barn or out there before.
That's what we're talking about. We know that's what we're talking about. My wife says it's bullshit.
Rich, that's what you get.
What do I get?
I hope she chews your ear off. Oh shit!
No, she's agreeing with us.
Not you. I need G23's wife to go off on him.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Well, I don't know. But my wife was agreeing with us about the St. Louis thing, Rob. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
See, they're not really. I'm looking at one article on it, and it's not really saying.
There's a podcast.
This is
I listened to it this morning.
Okay, my wife said there was a podcast, if you didn't catch what she said, that she listened to this morning, where they were talking to the couple about it. She didn't say what podcast it was.
Authorities in St. Louis have executed a search warrant at the home of the couple who made national headlines when they brandished a pair of guns at Black Lives Matter protesters who were marching past their house. Is what this two local news stations, KMOV and KSDK, reported that the warrant was carried out Friday night at Mark and Patricia McCloskey's home in St. Louis affluent Central West End neighborhood.
Like that, marching by their house. Doesn't state, destroyed private property, busted in through a gate, and trespassed. It's marching by.
Mhm.
KSDK reported that the search resulted in police seizing the rifle that Mark McCloskey was seen holding during the incident. Protesters passed the McCloskey's home on June 28th while making their way to the mayor, Linda Crewson's home, to call for her resignation because of comments she made during a live stream briefing. According to police filings, the McCloskeys at the time told police they heard a commotion and saw a large group of subjects forcefully break an iron gate, which is on video, marked with no trespassing and private street signs. Blah, blah. I'm trying to see if they say... But it says, no charges of any kind have been brought against the couple. But the fact is, the AG...
I doubt that. I mean, how could they come take stuff from you if there's no charge or nothing? I mean,
the state AG...
and they're rich attorneys. Give me a break. So
the state AG has stated that there was no crime committed, but I guess that prosecutor for the county is known for like filing charges against people that are like just trumped up charges.
Yeah, and that prosecutor's risking being sanctioned by the state and having the state attorney general step in. And the state attorney general, if they feel that she's overstepping her bounds, the attorney general can send in one of his underlings to take over the case, and there's not a damn thing she can do about it. Yep. She should be removed from the case because of the way she's behaving.
Wow. So he says that the prosecutor hates white people and she does not hide it.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite...
she should be on the way out then.
Well, I mean, if nothing else...
A job like that, it don't matter how you slice it. White, black, Asian, whatever you want to call it. It's not the duty, for your personal stuff to be thrown into work. If you can publicly state that, then you shouldn't even be there.
And Patriot, yes, Missouri is a constitutional carry state.
The wife brings up a story about a Florida homeowner shoots 3 home intruders, 2 fatally. Yeah, and I do believe that this is the one. I can open it, but the 3rd home intruder is now being charged for 2 counts of murder.
Yep.
And burglary.
Yep, that's the way that works.
Yeah, because they were those deaths occurred in the commission of a felony, in the commission of a crime. So yeah, they need to start doing this kind of stuff and showing that, like Ozark had pointed out, So now they're telling people that they just took away this couple's rights to be able to defend themselves. And I know that, I guess,
Hopefully they just took those guns. You know, the warrant or whatever, just for those firearms and not everything in their home.
yeah, you know, but I know, like, there was supposed to be another march on their house, and they hired private security, you know, armed security to defend their house.
Can't blame them.
Yeah, you know, at this time, you know, how, you know, they tried to, you know, defend themselves, which they were legally allowed to do. You know, they tried to defend themselves, and now they're possibly facing crimes. You know, their means, you know, maybe those are the only 2 firearms they had in the house. Yeah, you know. So now everybody goes, hey, you know, at least these 2 guns are gone. You know,
And like I said, hopefully it's, you know, those 2 for evidence purposes, because I have a hard time believing they'd struggle getting other ones if their rights weren't restricted due to this. But maybe it is because it's an open case. I don't know how that works.
yeah, and like Ozark says, you know, hopefully they're not under a restraining order. You know, hopefully there's, you know, that, or
Restraining order from who? What? They can't go near any mobs? Like, I don't
Well-
think you need an order for that.
You're under restraining order for what?
all somebody has to do is, you know, take out a like a RPO against somebody.
Yeah, but you have to have a reason.
They're-
Nobody has a reason to take one out on against those 2.
Well, they could easily get a left-leaning judge to grant a, you know, protection order against them, because they could say, well, they already pointed a gun at me once.
Yeah, on their own property. See, that's the thing. If they were to try and get a restraining order against them and then try going in there again, the restraining order wouldn't hold up, because you can't get a restraining order against somebody and then tell them they can't be on their own property
Yeah,
because you're there. It doesn't work that way.
we know this, but there could be people out there that would attempt to try something like that. And depending upon what the prosecutor did, you know, she could have, you know, like, flagged them so they couldn't go buy a new firearm, saying that, you know, that they're under investigation for pending crimes.
I bet they probably did, and that's why they hired private security as well. I'd assume.
Have you seen the prosecutor that we're talking about in St. Louis?
I have not.
She looks like she could be related to the mayor of Chicago. No, I'm not joking, man. She's got the same eyes.
Do you have a picture of her?
Not handy, no.
Oh God, no. Let's see if I can find one on YouTube or on Google.
Well, I think this whole case is going to make a lot of people nervous that weren't necessarily nervous before, thinking that, you know, probably within their rights or whatnot. I mean, again, I can't speak for the lady pointing the gun. That's all debatable. Yeah, I wasn't there. But, yeah, defending your property in some states is well within your legal limits, so you would assume it wouldn't be an issue.
Is this the lady?
They still broke the law by breaking that gate down.
But that's how they got by, right? Cops. I said, that's how
Hey,
they
Rick.
got by the prosecution stuff against them.
But they're not prosecuting the ones that actually committed a crime.
bullshit. That's what they're doing all out west.
Yeah, I know.
You commit the crime,
Right.
get up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that the lady?
Yeah.
I could see how she could.
And Ozark saying she literally had 100% turnover in her office and won't prosecute criminals. She lied about fake charges against the governor with dirty money. Yep, she's a piece of work. So you see what I mean about her eyes?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
has the same eyes as the mayor of Chicago.
Ozzy says that's her.
Yep.
Yeah, she looks like somebody that might not be all mentally there. Hey, woman, will you turn the fan on?
I got hit on by an assistant DA once, a long time ago,
What was his name?
and it was her. She ended up inviting me to some, I guess it was like some Black Panthers meeting or something in the college, and I ended up passing on it, but I just didn't think it'd be wise to get involved with a girl like that. So, not to say anything bad or anything, but I don't know. I don't want to get parking tickets the rest of my life or something. So.
Exactly. Yeah, they could have red flagged him. You know, that could have been the whole reason why they went in with a warrant to take the guns.
I don't think Missouri has a red flag law.
Well, let's find out.
More than likely, anything could probably be added to an order.
Well,
Especially
you know,
if you have a district attorney like that. I mean, they're going to push for it, and if the judge is, in-house, and it's pretty much a done deal, probably. Obviously, they can contest it, being attorneys and everything, and of course, it's going to. I don't know if they're going to represent themselves or if they're going to pay for counsel, but
they have a lawyer of their own.
Okay, so that's going to obviously be quite expensive. They're not getting any, justice of the peace, or not justice. They're not getting one of those paralegals or something like that. So be quite expensive, pain in the butt. So it's kind of a shame.
I think the word you were looking for was public defender.
There you go. Yep.
So
public pretender.
and the thing is they don't actually have to have a red flag law. There's other laws that are out on the books that will do the same thing. That's just not called red flag. I see we are joined by Mr. Cav Trooper 19D in the crowd. Welcome. Good channel to watch. He has some pretty good content.
Well, so what do you guys think? Think she should have been pointing the pistol? To me, that's the only kind of questionable thing. But again, I wasn't there, so I can't state. But what do you guys think?
There was one video that I saw before it was removed on YouTube that showed some of the protesters that were out there that were yelling and screaming and threatening, and one
held a magazine and said, "This one's for you and your dog," and whatnot. But does that justify pointing a pistol at somebody that's holding a magazine they just discharged from the weapon?
They've shown intent.
All right, I'm just asking. I don't know. I think that would be the only thing that may be an issue with court. So even in a state where you have your right to defend your own, but pointing a gun and using it, I don't know. If you're gonna point it, you should probably be shooting it. I don't know. So I don't know.
But to me, they showed motive. they showed intent, and they showed the fact that they had the means to carry out the threat.
And the couple, when they broke in through the gate, and the couple saw them walking down the sidewalk in the private gated community, told them that they had to leave, that they were on private property, before they ever went to go get their weapons. And the crowd shouted back, "Yeah, shut up, go back in your house, or we'll kill you," and all this other crap. So yeah, they had a right to feel like they were being threatened.
Yeah. I mean, a crime's already been committed
Mm-hmm.
by them breaking the wrought iron gate.
I agree with all that. I just, still feel that, if you're going to point
I
it,
mean,
you're probably going to use it. I don't know. Or, I don't.
well,
I think it's wise for anybody to kind of think that way, whether you think you're a free state or not, because look where they are. So I don't know.
well, yeah, exactly. Now, do I
doesn't
agree?
seem to be wise. I mean, a little ready, sure, all day until there's an actual threat that you need to deal with. But that's just my opinion.
Well, at that point, there was a threat. They had a mob of how many people yelling and screaming at them. That is a threat.
But yelling and screaming isn't going to kill you. There's a difference. You know what I mean? If
if
somebody
they start
pulling a
yelling
weapon
at
up, yelling and screaming at you, that's different. If they pulled a weapon on you, that would be justifiable.
As soon as they yelled at them that they were going to kill them, that is a direct threat right there. They had a right to have
that
their
would be
firearm.
half the people I pass on the way to work. Anybody you cut off is going to kill you around here. That's nothing. And most of them have illegal guns, so it's just basically the same thing.
These people had a legitimate right to feel that their lives were in danger.
I mean,
from them.
I can see them being concerned. I can, but again, pointing a gun for just to point it, I don't see the point in that. I think you're just putting yourself at legal risk, and you're going to have an issue.
I don't think so. With all the stuff that we've seen,
look what's going on.
You got people pushing down old ladies, and they hit their heads on fire hydrants for no reason. And
yeah, but if they got too close, if they were gonna actually do something, people can say all they want to, but saying and doing are two
and they
different
had no way
things.
of knowing whether those people were armed or not. And there was an armed mob of, they estimated 200 people that were breaking through and coming through that doorway.
Well,
they had a legitimate reason to fear that their lives were in danger.
In one of the videos,
is wrong.
In one of the videos, there you saw. I want to say that the video was done by one of the people in the crowd, because you could see from the crowd's point of view towards the house, and before she pulled the gun up, she still had it, just pointed down towards the ground. One of the guys in the front, started to go towards her and her husband, and another guy grabbed him, and that's when she brought the pistol up. So it's like, at that point, there was, a direct fear. Hey, we're completely outnumbered. So deadly force would be justified.
Yeah, just the sheer number of people that were in that mob is justification at that point. When they're acting the way that they were towards them, and saying that they were going to kill them and their family.
But then again, the finger on the trigger. We go back to,
if she was in that much fear, why didn't she shoot?
Because once they pulled the guns, they stopped going towards them. The gun.
I mean, if the guy was grabbed by his co-partner in crime or whatever, you know what I mean? At that point, what was the threat still there? Was that threat still present? I don't know. Again, like I said, I wasn't there, so I can't state for what she was looking at.
Yeah,
but I don't advise just holding people at gunpoint and thinking it's going to be.
They weren't holding them at gunpoint. They were telling them to stay off our property with
Right. But you're still pointing a gun at people. So if you point a
And
gun
if
at
they-
somebody, like somebody
if they
points one
wouldn't
at
have broke
you,
down
you
that
might
gate
be
to
like,
get
oh, they're
there,
going
they
to kill
wouldn't have
me,
had
and then
guns
they
up.
shoot you. So, it's just not a good thing.
If
I
they
don't
wouldn't have broke down that gate, they wouldn't have had a gun pointed at them.
Yeah. People do a lot of things they ain't supposed to do. But what do you want to answer for?
Yep. I don't know. We could Monday morning quarterback the whole situation, but we weren't there, so we don't, and we weren't. We're not that couple. We can't completely understand exactly what they were going through at that situation. We can say what you think you would do in that situation, but you're not in that situation.
Yeah. The main key to this is what the state's attorney general said, and the attorney general said that the prosecutor's wrong.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That's all the evidence you need right there. The prosecutor is overstepping her bounds. The attorney general of the state said so, and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if the coming weeks we hear that he has stepped in and his office has taken over the case.
So we've lost Carolina again.
Yeah, he said he lost his signal.
Yeah. But is there any stories out in the news you guys have heard about and want to talk about?
I haven't seen any news lately. Been pretty tied up. So
Do we want to talk about Chief Gun Snob?
I want to see what happens with that Supreme Court ruling. How far is it actually going to stretch?
That's a Pandora's box, man.
I mean, there's so many areas in so many different states. I can probably, like, back in Washington, they would lose so much of their state due to tribal rights.
The entire state of California is under dispute by the various Indian tribes that live there. The entire state of California, if under this Supreme Court ruling, if they were to apply it across the state, the nation, which it could because it is a Supreme Court ruling, would come under the ruling of being an Indian reservation.
Yep.
Not to mention Hawaii, Alaska.
And then with it being a reservation, the gun laws would be a whole different situation.
Ozzy says Manhattan, but no, because Manhattan was legally purchased from the Indians. Just because they were dumb and sold it for a bunch of beads doesn't mean it wasn't a legal purchase. Who's watching Robotech?
Watching what?
Sounds like somebody's watching Robotech.
What was that? What was that show you just were watching? Yeah, Gunsmoke.
Somebody sounded like they had the robot, something almost like Robotech music.
It was the one that had the bounty hunter. It was probably
Wanted Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Over your mic, it sounded almost like Robotech music for a second.
Oh, it's probably because the antenna is breaking up, and so it's like cutting in and out.
Okay.
Yep. I don't pay for cable.
Yeah, like I said, if we don't have cable, we don't have internet. So
No, it was
yeah,
it was the
yeah,
Bounty
you
Hunter.
got Me TV on.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I got it on, but I'm on the East Coast right now. Spanguli's coming on.
Yeah. I don't like watching Svengoolie.
Oh, you heathen! You really are a communist. You know that?
I am. I have zero problems telling people I'm a communist.
You're a perfect fit for Oregon.
It's Oregon.
No, it's not.
Yes. A lot of us over here are gun owners and loving it. It's just certain little tiny pockets that just happen to have the heaviest population that make the rest of the state look bad. Same thing as in Washington. You get your tiny little pockets that make the entire state look bad.
Yeah, but yeah, Patriot. There's going to be a lot more casinos. Yep.
Because like the area that I'm in is part of the
Payday loans.
is part of the Umpqua Nation.
Yeah, there's going to be Indian casinos everywhere. You get an Indian casino, and you get an Indian casino, and you get an Indian casino.
I see we have
casinos.
Mr. Andrew Faulkner that has jumped into the crowd. Welcome.
And Patriot also says, and tax-free cigarettes.
Yep.
Some of the healthcare would be beneficial.
Yeah. It would be nice to not have to worry about state income tax.
But what if the Indians impose a higher income tax on you?
Oh, that'd be a, who knows?
She wants to know how it felt to be Quirk.
Hey, I completely support the whole reason why you were quirking me. So for that patch, does G-Webs have a blue wrench?
Yeah.
If you could post a link to that into the crowd, that would be awesome. Just in case other people haven't seen it or heard about it, at least we can help kind of promote that. Because I know G-Webs should possibly have that link on hand.
Spengley's got a decent movie on there tonight. The Brides of Dracula.
Hey, G, if you want to jump on and promote it, I can shoot you a link if you would be interested in coming on and talking about your patch bags.
It's okay, G-Webs. I forget sometimes if this show's on at this time, too. I keep thinking, you know what, I might move my show back to Saturday night. Then I stopped early. Crap, I can't. B23's got his show on that time now. I always forgetting, too.
So, if you want to jump on, G, I sent you an email that has the link. So, have him come on and talk more about it. Again, with it having Walk Talk America on there, The 2A for everyone. You know, some great organizations out there.
Could you hear me clearing my throat?
Yes, we could.
So my inline mute doesn't work anymore on my headphones. Sorry.
Did you? Was the light blinking?
Yeah, I just saw that.
I was gonna say because you you may not have actually hit the mute. Sometimes I think I hit the mute button on mine, but unless I look down to see if my little red light is blinking, it that's the only way
Well,
I know my inline's actually working.
I always use the mute that's on my headphones, not the one on the computer.
Yeah.
But it's not muting anymore.
Uh-oh. See, I can hit my inline right at, and then it goes away.
Yeah, mine. I got it muted right now, so it's not muting for some. Oh, they're cheap headphones. So I guess I'll have to do it the right way from now on.
So yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna have to pull up YouTube on my cell phone so that I can pop up that. Open up the link and then be able to send it to my other email account. You gotta love having. I should redo my Duck account to my other ones instead of having it hooked to my channel.
I'm gonna pop out real quick to eat dinner.
Okay. We might
I'll
be
probably
here.
catch you in a little bit. All right.
Dinner's overrated. I'm just afraid he's gonna get yelled at again.
Yeah, I will. It's not wanting to. Oh, there we go.
Ever just had one of those days.
So, yep. Waiting for my email to load up. So this is the 2A patch batch that is going on. So you can get a full set of 12 patches for $50. And this is to help promote the 2A. You can do a random 1 patch for $15, a random 3 for $25, or again the full set for $50. Looks like we've got Tony Simons with the diversity shoot, the 2A for everyone, Walk the Talk America. I'm not sure. Does he have a list of everybody? Okay, participants is DC Projects, Connecticut Citizens Defense League, Skips Tactical, Guns and Gadgets, the 2A for everyone, diversity shoot, No Other Choice, and Riding Shotgun with Charlie, which is a pretty good channel. You got Liberty Doll out there, guntube.org, so Night Strike, Walk the Talk America Mental Health Awareness from Firearms Industry Roots, and then you got the Tactical Leprechaun, Mr. Clover Tack, and Every Second Matters patch. And that one is in blue with white. So I just want to know who that mystery is going to be. Oh, I guess the question mark is which one Clover Tack's going to put out. Because I know Clover Tack was saying something about doing a special patch just for this. So you're welcome, G. So hopefully we can get that goal met, because I would like to see some of those patches. So, Mr. Foss, what do you got going on?
Not much.
Got any new shooters that you're going to kidnap to the gun range and corrupt them?
I'm still just trying to work out schedules and figure out times when people can go. I've got, I don't know, like 5 people that want to go. It's just, trying to make the time work.
You have PTO, right?
Yeah, well, I'm actually taking a week off later in this month, so I'm hoping I can get somebody out during then. Well, hopefully getting that week off. We had somebody quit, so I don't know if I'll get it off or not.
Well, hopefully you get it off so you can go ahead and get some shooters out to the range. Get them nice and corrupted. So yeah, like earlier when I was talking about yesterday and the situation at a coffee stand where I was talking with the girl about maybe she should think about a concealed weapon, because she was pretty shook up about, him being a little irritated with her calling law enforcement on him. So, and I was telling her that, you know, just working in a coffee stand would probably be a good idea that she had, you know, in a way of defending herself anyways, you know. So I volunteered to take her out shooting if that was something that she wanted to pursue. And of course, before Rob can come back and say there's improprieties going on, my wife would be there.
Ooh, kinky. You walked right into that one. You know that, right?
I know. I was trying to cut off a little bit of it. I knew there was no way that you were going to cut off all of it. So, wow. Glad the camera wasn't on. Yep. So, wait, that may have got me more views. That could have. So. Oh, no. See, Rob, you missed it. And oh crap, now I'm turning my volume down. Gotta love hitting that volume button. I had a group from AP next door, and before Rona, we were going to the range monthly. We brought in some new shooters. That's always a good thing. We gotta keep getting more new shooters in here. Homemade chicken Alfredo. Well, we know you aren't cooking.
And my wife got some chipped steak from the meat market, and she's doing something with that. I'm not sure what.
I think I need to go to the butcher shop and get some lingua and cook some lingua. Cook up some tongue. Yep, 40 cal.
Yep, that's what I'm carrying right now. Only not in a G23. I got a different Germanic gun on my hip. That leaves you with what, 3 choices to pick from? Who can guess what gun I'm carrying?
H&K.
That's a maker. You got to come up with more than just a make. You got to have the model too.
VP9 or VP40?
No, he had just said it earlier. Which one that he was?
It's German. It's a Germanic gun. You got to pick. You got to figure out which one. That means it's going to be either Sig, Walther, or HK. You got to figure out which one.
It's going to be the HK. Hecksler and Cox. Andrew says Sig 229.
Nope, not a 229.
USP 40.
Got to have the whole answer.
HK USP 40.
There you go. Everybody was giving a partial answer except for Andrew. He was completely wrong.
We got the Ghost Tactical in the house.
I even said earlier in the show what it was, but nobody was paying attention. Apparently.
I did too. I said you said it earlier.
I said what it was.
No, you forgot the make. You only put the model.
I had the.
You had the model. He probably put them both together.
I had the maker. He and Faust came up with the models, and because Faust is my co-host, it became one answer.
Sorry, Alex. I meant to say what is Heckler and Koch USP 40?
Oh,
Firearms Jeopardy. Of a different variety.
so Rich, the wife was saying that I should go get that 357 that you have, the S&W.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. You buy that, it's not going to be yours. It's going to be hers. Because my wife claims mine's hers all the time.
Well, I don't know. That 522 that Ghost was sporting in his last video might get me in a lot of trouble because that could be the next one. Before her wanting a revolver. Because we have a revolver. We have the Judge.
Yeah, but you don't have a 357.
I don't have a 44 mag either.
Baby steps, man. Baby steps. You got to go from a 45 Colt to a 357, then to a 44 Magnum.
I don't have a Smith & Wesson 500 also.
I don't think your wife would like that one.
I was going to get a snub nose 357. And then as soon as it was right when the riots hit and everything disappeared.
So Ghost, is that ammo finicky? Does it only like certain ones, or will it just chew and shoot through anything? Or did you only try it with one certain type of ammo? Let's see if he answers the... Which, I mean... It doesn't really bother me as long as it will eat up CCI.
Yeah, he said he was using a CCI match grade.
Yeah.
That's all you can get right now with no issues with it.
Because CCI is what I prefer. You can't get any of that Thunderbolt that doesn't like anything.
That Thunderbolt is bad as the RIP rounds, man. Come on. Well, no, I can't say that because the RIP at least fire. They just don't penetrate or do damage worth a darn.
Yes. See, I can get 22 ammo. I can't get 40, but I can get 22. I can get 10 mil. I can get, 5.56, 2.23, 9 mil. Of course, we missed you, Mystic. We figured a snob ran you out to the lake and left you behind.
I heard Stacy's going to change her name to Pocahontas.
No. But yeah.
So I'm waiting to see the
What?
first one for that one.
Okay, that's not going to be around here. We'd have to go to Washington. The Costco's in Oregon do not sell alcohol. They could do it if they did it with like wine, but that would be nasty doing pre-made Jello shots out of wine.
So apparently, Ghost is getting all the 40, and you're getting all the 9mm.
I'm getting all the 22, 9, 223, 556, 762 by 39, 545, 762 by 54R, 17mm, 17 Win Mag, 460. I cannot get 40 and I cannot get 410. What the hell?
I don't know.
But I can go right down to the store and get 40 or get 9 all day long.
Try finding a 20 gauge buckshot.
I could probably find that in this area.
The only 20 gauge I ever find is birdshot or slugs, and I don't want either of those. Rob said he paid your shop to hide it on you.
I wouldn't doubt that friggin' Glock hater did. This is what I'm looking at right now. Of course, they're not going to show. Looking to see if there's.
And Stacy just ignored my Pocahontas comment, apparently.
Exactly.
She doesn't have any comeback for that one.
Or she just is trying to be really, really, really nice.
That'd be Chief Snob and Pocahontas. A perfect fit.
Trying to. It's not showing up what I want.
She says she didn't have a comeback. Well, I guess it's true then. She is going to be changing her name to Pocahontas.
So they don't have any ammo in this week's flyer, so. Wow.
Orange thread in a holster. You're not making one for a Noxus gun, are you?
I think he's making a Bears one. Or Bears color, because he was talking about like dyeing blue leather.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
That's why I was joking. He's not making one for Obnoxious again.
he might be.
Blue with orange. The Bears.
Or it could be Boise State Broncos.
Highly doubtful.
I'm just
Aren't they the
saying.
ones that play on a blue field?
Yeah, the Smurf turf.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the Smurf turf. And then Eastern Washington Eagles kind of stole that and did a red.
Yeah, that
field.
red is god awful to watch.
Oh, dude, it is horrible. For the people that don't know what we're talking about. Yeah. You thought the Smurf turf was bad.
Yeah, kind of hurts my eyes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Wow.
So even the cat thinks so. I don't know whose cat it was, but
That's our cat. That's the wife's cat. That's my shotgun kitty.
it wasn't my cat for once. And cat's like, really?
There you go. I don't know, Andrew. I think there's probably two people that would say that it's the Seahawks that would be the better.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I can appreciate the Packers if they weren't in, if the Hawks didn't have to play them.
So we got Mr. Rupan in the house.
Hello,
How's that thumb
man.
doing? Wonder if his thumb's healing.
My grandfather was a Steelers fan from being born in Pittsburgh, but he was a Green Bay fan because, well, the Packers were beating the hell out of everybody at the time.
Yeah. I was a Broncos fan until they screwed over Shanahan, and when they screwed over Shanahan, I walked away from them. I mean, I had the hometown loyalty for the Hawks, loved them and everything, but still loved watching the Broncos, and that was a hard game when the Hawks were in the AFC.
Yeah, that's what I still don't care for the Broncos because they were in the same division.
I wanted nothing more than they the Hawks and Broncos, while they were still both in the AFC, played on my birthday. That would have been an awesome birthday present, but no one was willing to give me tickets to that for my birthday.
I will say this on behalf of all Steelers fans. I want to thank all you Seahawks fans for the 5th Super Bowl ring.
I that's very kind of you, and I would just like to say, screw you. Hippie.
Well, the fact is that game was given so that the bus could retire.
Mike Holmgren is still mad. Still mad about that. ESPN did. It's not 30 for 30, but their other show that's kind of like 30 for 30 about Holmgren and his career, and he was still talking about that game and getting screwed.
It was a horrible call. You know? But
the game that got me over that was the Fail Mary against the Packers. Seeing somebody else get screwed at our stadium made me feel better and kind of got me over that Super Bowl.
yep. So Ozzy says he's been to the old Kingdom.
Yeah, I don't miss the Kingdom one bit.
I do and I don't.
Yeah, it's like at first I missed Three Rivers, but then I remember playing on that game and in that field and how hard that turf was. And I was like, maybe I don't miss it that much.
Well, that's what I was with my granddad, and we were actually at a basketball game, and we kind of went over to where it was roped off, and you could see some of the turf was still down, the artificial turf. And he went over and picked it up to look underneath it. You know, it's like an inch of AstroTurf and then concrete. There's no padding. I don't know how any player made it, you know, through a season.
Yeah, that's what Three Rivers was, man. That field was like hitting bare concrete. With an AstroTurf, man, that shit would tear your hands and knees up. It was. Ooh.
But yeah.
It was cool playing high school playoffs in Three River Stadium, but now that I look back on it, I don't miss it.
Yeah. I have not been to a game since they moved into their new stadium, and since I don't watch the NFL anymore, I haven't watched the NFL in quite a few years.
Yeah, well, my youngest was in, I'm trying to remember, I think it was 5th or 6th grade school trip. We went, end of the year trip, we went up to Pittsburgh to the Science Center and a tour of Heinz Field. Man, walking on Heinz Field's turf is like walking through a park. That grass is so soft, it's ridiculous.
They did a good job with both the new stadiums.
Yep.
Well, now
Safeco.
it's T-Mobile now.
Oh yeah.
It just changed. But both the stadiums, there's no bad seat. No matter where you sit, expensive seats or cheap seats, you get a pretty good view.
I've been to the Mariner Stadium, Safeco, but I have not been to the Seahawks Stadium. Now, I may go there when they do the I-5 rivalry for the Portland Timber and Seattle Sounders soccer game.
Well, that's what I haven't seen a Seahawks game there. I went for a Sounders game, took my son up, and then I went with years ago. WSU played Grambling. That was cool to watch their drum line, and that's kind of
Yeah,
one of the things they're famous for. Their team sucked, but the drum line was they were really good.
Grambling State.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd rather watch college football and college baseball any more than watch any professional sport except soccer. I'll watch soccer.
I'm a sucker. Any professional team Seattle has, I get into it.
I'm still waiting.
It's something really crazy. Oh, go ahead.
I'm waiting for Seattle to get a hockey team, an NHL hockey team.
They are.
They've supposed to be been getting that for the last 12 years.
No, they are. They are.
No,
they're actually getting a team. There's an owners group and everything is put together. They're going. If it was supposed to be next season, but with the COVID and everything, I think they got it pushed back because they were supposed to do an expansion draft this off season. But with everything being all screwed up.
Yeah, when I was living in Washington, they kept talking about getting one. They kept talking about getting one. They had an owners group. They had all the property arranged and were willing to build a stadium and everything, but they couldn't get a team. So
Yeah, they're actually getting a team. It's set in stone now. Everything's out. It's just a matter of putting the players together at this point.
that will be awesome.
Yeah, Seattle won the first Stanley Cup, the Metros, back in about 2023, something like that.
Well, the Stanley Cup was actually before that. The Stanley Cup used to be a trophy that was given out to an amateur team. It was the reason why it's called the Stanley Cup. It was donated by Lord Stanley. He was a Brit who came over, was visiting Canada, and came to like the sport of hockey. So he donated a trophy to the Youth Athletic Federation in I forget what city it was, and eventually somehow the NHL got a hold of it and it became their trophy. When you look at the original names that are on the small part of the cup, those aren't NHL teams; those are amateur youth league teams.
So we've got another fellow Oregonian in the crowd. Welcome, CB. What's going on?
Anyway, you brought up hockey. I was going to say, now that I think back on it, I think hitting the turf at the River Stadium was harder than hitting the ice playing hockey.
Yep. Well, Mr. Rob D, depending upon who you ask, that could be the University of Oregon, because they are the Ducks. But
Well, the Ducks weren't around in the 19th century, so that's highly unlikely. The Stanley Cup is old.
Well, they're more talking about the movie, the Disney movie.
Yeah, I know he's talking about this movie, but still. The Stanley Cup is old.
that's just not fair. I got to drive an hour and a half to get to the damn beach. We've been invaded by Mr. Jason Stewart. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Welcome to Sports Ball Talk.
They had an interesting documentary about the Stanley Cup on the NHL Network. Like it was 2 years ago. They were talking about all the craziness about the cup.
I've seen. I think I saw that one. Is like the stories where they leave it on the side of the road and 'cause they got a flat tire.
Yeah, guys taking it and throwing it in the Allegheny River. I
Yeah.
think it was Bob Airy that threw the Stanley Cup in the Allegheny River in Pittsburgh when the Penguins won the cup the first time. Somebody, I forget who it was. I think it was Jeremy Roenick said his wife used it as a Jello mold. I know it was Bob Airy that said for the longest time, even though the Penguins had only won 2 cups, his name was inscribed in the cup 4 times because each time they won, he scratched his name on the inside of the cup. So his name was on the cup 4 times.
Cav Trooper says that he still watches the NHL and MLB. So
Yep, I'll be right back.
he's muting so he doesn't get yelled at by his wife on air. I think I can unmute him. That's
My
pretty
name
much.
is the New York Outcast.
I should just turn his mic on. Gizzard was talking about the one time when somebody, I forget it was on, and that was back in when using Google Hangouts, and they could remotely turn your camera on. The host could remotely turn your camera on or off.
Really?
Yep. That would not be good. But so, do we have any rallies or anything that's going on that's going to be happening?
Not that I know of. I didn't know the one that happened in Washington. What, about a week ago?
Oh yeah. The one that oh crap, what's his name? Borat.
Yeah, I didn't know about that until I read that in the paper.
Sacha Baron Cohen went and started doing his crap. Yeah, I had talked about that one a couple times on, but they kept pushing it back and everything, and I was paying attention to it on Facebook, and I was actually kind of interested in going to it, but then I'm kind of really glad I didn't go.
Yeah.
Seeing if I have anything good on. Seeing if not finding any newsworthy, anything willing to bring up on air. So from the AARP, it says EPA approves Lysol for killing coronavirus on surfaces. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything worth talking about. Yep. Nothing. So is there anything, any topics that people in the crowd want us to talk about? Any new guns that people bought in the crowd? I've kind of run out of ideas. I do know that Rick says he's not hosting a show tomorrow night, so he's turned that slot over to Budget Guns and Gear so that Budget can do a makeup show for not being able to do one Friday evening. So I wonder who's going to get the wound up son of a bitch award on that show.
Rich White.
Oh. Yep. We got 15 people talking or 15 people in the chat and
Very much
no topics.
Sit back and do a little longer.
So Rich, what's your wife have for us to talk about?
I don't know. He must know if
After.
you have a topic. She said no. She's shaking her head crazy no. You're like, no.
Hey, woman. Rob D's trying to get me in trouble. Yeah.
Cav Trooper bought a CZ Bren.
Yeah, the Bren 2.
Yeah,
That's a nice.
pretty sweet.
Come on, Jason. A budget doesn't necessarily mean cheap.
Candy the stripper.
Yeah, I guess it's a stripper. That's the reason why I don't have any dollar bills.
I wonder where all the dollar bills go.
So there you go, Rob. It didn't work. You didn't get me in trouble. She knows I use her dollar bills to tip the strippers.
Rupian, I think you screwed that up, man. the app that was supposed to go in front. Not that you actually need it. You can just type somebody's name in the fragment.
What? You want that woman? Well, Rob says, "Dang it." Yeah, he's trying to get me paid back for him getting yelled at last week.
Oh, that's who that is. Now I understand. Yeah, you were mean. You got him in trouble.
I did not get him in trouble.
You did too.
He is a grown-ass adult who chose to jump on the live stream while he had visitors at his house.
It was Gary's fault.
Oh, so she's gonna take Rob's side for him getting yelled at last week. I just blame that Rich White wasn't on the show, so that's the reason why New York got yelled at.
Oh, you didn't send me a link, so.
Well,
Now we know who's really at fault. It was you.
last week I was putting the link out in the crowd. That was the July 4th. We had Solo Yacker on. We had the Nighthawk Medic who was on. Gun Loving Grandpa. Two Gun Kitty. Rob D. Foss. But then Foss had to leave because he got called in to work early. Rob says that he likes you because you're taking his side. Yep. So, Rich, you got to come up with a topic since you're not going to have a show tomorrow, and we can't go and have dead air on your channel.
Well, since there's apparently now a black national anthem, how about let's come up with national anthems for other ethnicities?
I'm pretty darn sure that we need a Chinese national anthem, a Korean national anthem, because you can't just do Oriental. That would be wrong. So you got to give the Chinese one.
My wife said Chinese kung fu fighting.
You'd have to have the Korean. You'd have to have a Vietnamese.
Oh,
You'd have to have one for like Japan, Hong Kong.
well, Hong Kong's part of China now, so.
You'd have to have one for the Philippines, Cambodia, Laos.
Now, you know what? We're just going to go south. We're just going to go Asia and just go kung fu fighting for the whole continent.
And then you're gonna have to have one for like Papua New Guinea.
Nope, they get counted in as Asia.
What about the Australian?
We're turning Japanese.
Down under.
I'm turning Japanese.
No. We're not doing turning Japanese for Japan. You don't know what that song's about.
Oh, well, there goes a channel.
Japanese.
There goes a There goes a channel strike.
Yeah, my wife apparently does not know what that song is about.
No, I had that mixed up with Phone Society.
So locally, we have a car festival that goes on during like the 4th of July. It's called Graffiti Weekend, and it's awesome. It's like 5-6 days long,
Based on American Graffiti or something.
kind of, and it's all different types of classic vehicles. And normally when it's being held, like for the major weekend, there's like 5 different locations on the same day that has the cars, because it can't just be sit in one single spot. And they got to keep rotating them because there's just so many cars that will show up.
Mm-hmm.
And so they weren't able to do it this year because of the Rona. So on Thursday, a bunch of them that would normally do that decided that they were going to cruise their cars through some of the like old folks' homes and nursing homes and assisted living facilities and stuff, and go cruise their cars so that they would have their own little parade. So I thought that, my wife and I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, I just got the perfect national anthem for transsexuals. Lola by the Kinks.
Okay, that is pretty friggin' awesome. That is awesome, Warsaw. I cannot wait to see the video on that. So yeah, he's doing my channel logo as a sign. So I will say definitely when Warsaw releases the video, double check it, watch it like 500 times, blow up his channel, like, comment, subscribe. Tell him that's the best sign that he's ever made. Says he still has to polycode it. May the CZ gods have mercy on me. They're gonna go on strike. They're not gonna be working at all. Midnight says, "What's up? We're waiting for you to give us a topic to talk about." Or somebody to give us a topic to talk about.
Yeah, we're not talking about optics on AKs anymore.
It's all Midnight's fault.
It's all Midnight's fault, yeah.
He's the one that, like, originally said that he likes to mount optics way out there.
I'm not starting nothing. It's all Midnight's fault. Didn't you just hear us?
Midnight's like, what? What did I do?
It's like, what did I do? Mashed potatoes. I don't know what to talk about mashed potatoes.
Lumps or no lumps?
Oh, they gotta have some lumps.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't be like lumpless.
I concur.
To use milk or not to use milk?
Oh, you gotta use milk. My
Or
wife
cream.
uses milk.
Some people will say that you have to
Cream.
use like condensed milk or
Yeah, that's what my
Or-
wife uses the condensed.
or the heavy whipping cream or what's that, half and half.
My wife uses a little bit of condensed milk in it. Not a lot.
Now Rich is or Rob D's trying to get me in trouble by saying you can talk about G23 hiding money from his wife. There's no hiding money from my wife. The fact is, I spend the wife's money.
Now, we said we're not
Very,
talking
very
about
well
that.
kept man. Not as well kept as obnoxious, but I am very well kept.
Nope, it's all you. It's all on you, Warsaw. Because we said we weren't talking about that anymore.
So would it help if I just said AK suck and then everybody can unite?
And Midnight says heavy cream reduced with butter is like using mashed potatoes. My wife uses the condensed milk with butter.
What about sour cream?
Yeah, my wife said you can get too heavy putting sour cream in the mashed potatoes. I don't know.
You got sour cream. You've got to have like sour cream and chive mashed potatoes.
Well, you do that after the fact, not when you're cooking it.
What about the stash in your truck airbox, bro? Did you tell her about that?
Midnight says you're wrong.
A woman. By the way, I guess somewhere I have a truck.
Teamwork great. Holding from upside. Well, it doesn't work great for you. It doesn't even work for everybody. Cook the potatoes in cold salted water. Add cream after mash. Yep, that's how you do that.
What? Why do people like salt? Salt is friggin' nasty. Salt is not allowed in my house.
The salt makes the water boil faster.
Salt is not allowed in my house.
I mean, you're a dum dum. You are a communist.
Yes, salt is not good for you.
That depends on which salt you're talking about.
All.
No, that's not true.
Either. You have to have 30 minutes out. I had food, I wasn't taking enough salt, and I wasn't getting enough calcium. This is wrong. Yep.
Because you don't need to add salt to other foods.
Yeah, some people do.
There's sodium intake,
Some people have to add salt to their food.
Rupan's calling you a monster.
I can cook a steak very well without using a single bit of salt. There's other seasons you can use that to flavor without having to use salt.
No, my wife has to use a little bit of salt because of her sodium and potassium levels. There are people that have to add salt to their food, it's just the way it is.
So now he's going for Rob's going for a 20th attempt to get me in trouble.
Yeah,
He says,
I saw that one.
"How about them home movies you're selling on your hidden account? I've seen the ads."
So you're really the guy behind Girls Gone Wild. Is that what Rob's getting at here?
Yeah. I guess he's finally he's ousted me. I am the dude that came up and invented Girls Gone Wild. And guess what? The wife loves the money from it.
And
So-
apparently she doesn't mind. Nobody's being massacred on air.
The guy that created it went to jail for tax fraud, or not tax fraud, but
Tax
not paying
evasion.
taxes. Yeah,
Same difference. Tax evasion is a form of fraud.
But then he says, if that doesn't work, I'm giving up.
Well, it looks like you got to give up, Rob.
Dude, you're like 0 for 28. It would take like 35 seconds for me to get him yelled at on live stream.
Invite him when he's eating dinner or has company.
Hell no. Just wait till he's talking with his woman and then say, Rob was saying how ugly your shoes were.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, he would get smacked so friggin' hard. He's typing right now. I'm never coming on the show again.
He is hitting on you behind your back. He's hitting on other women in DC behind your back.
Yep.
You were looking at something else, and he's turning around and he's talking to this other woman.
We got Defense Dad back in the crowd. How did the zeroing of the scope go?
My fucking stupid truck.
Is the kitty being mean to you?
He's high. I don't know what he got into. He's acting like a nut.
He found. Yep. There we go. Rob must have just got hit.
Now, was it because of the shoes or hitting on other women behind her back and she turned around to do something else?
Probably both.
That's a possibility.
You know. That's not bad. Four-inch group at 100 yards.
With what?
His new scope that he was going.
Yeah, no, well, what's the scope on? I don't think he ever told us what he was putting the scope on.
I'm gonna guess it was on his AR-15 with a 7.62 by 39 barrel. Yeah. Rob's still trying his hardest.
Depends that we get the scope, man. What rifle were you using? Oh, there you go. 223 Wild.
That comment hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah, it's over on YouTube.
Oh, there we go.
223 Wild with a 16-inch barrel. Now, what rate of twist and what weight bullet were you using?
He's probably got a 1-in-7 twist, and he's probably using a 65 grain.
Might be 1-8.
Could be 1-8, 1-9, or 1-7.
I was gonna say 1-8, but I was just gonna guess that it was.
If it was a 55 grain bullet, that could explain why his group was 4 inches.
Well, he was probably still He was probably still working on sighting it in, because he did say that
would just put him off target. He'd still would have had a smaller group.
maybe.
I was saying when you sight in, you're moving your point of aim, not the point of impact. So if you're off to the left, you're still going to have the same size group as if you were dead on center. That the group size isn't going to change. It's just where it hits that's going to change.
The wife is watching like a Sylvester movie. I don't know which one.
It's 1-8 twist, and he was using some Wolf steel case, but doesn't tell us what grain weight it was. 1-8. 1-8, you want to use 62.
I would guess
Your best grouping.
I don't know. I'm not an AR guy.
With it being a 4-inch group, I'm wanting to think he was using a 55 grain. I could be wrong, but that's usually what you would see with that.
Yep, especially when in your area, I guess it's hard to come by ammo, so probably wouldn't want to be wasting it if you can't see well.
It depends on your barrel length too, rate of twist. Like with mine, with a 10-inch barrel, 1-7 twist stabilizes the 55 grain pretty decently. But the longer your barrel is, and faster your rate, the worse your stabilization might get with a lighter bullet.
Oh, so
Or-
we're making him answer like a billion questions, and the man's still driving.
That helps. He didn't say he was driving.
He brought it up.
Yeah, he brought it up too. Yeah.
I guess we should have said, "Are you still driving?" We don't want to get the man in trouble for, driving and texting, using an electronic device while driving.
Voice to text. You can do that in a car. My wife does it all the time with that because she has the Sync 2
Yeah.
or whatever it is in her Escape. She can just hit a button on the steering wheel and she can reply to a text.
Yeah, you can do stuff like that, but you know. It's all G23's fault.
The car automatically reads text too, and it's funny when it gets words wrong.
Yeah. But I don't know how well that would work during, doing like live streaming while you're, through your audio.
Might have been midnight. Yeah, midnight hit our car swearing when we were driving up 81 to Harrisburg.
He hit your car?
He had our car. No, he had the car swearing because my phone was hooked into the car, and my wife was using the GPS off of my phone. Midnight texted me while we were in, I forget what, and he dropped a couple F-bombs in the text, and the car is swearing at us.
Oh, that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, it was in a female's voice too, because the car has a female's voice.
Of course the car has a female's voice. Most cars have female names.
Well, there was a study done, and most men will listen more to a female voice than they would to the male voice.
My wife said she named her Escape Jack. That's the first I've heard of this, but I don't know. She says she's being a smartass.
Yeah, we heard her.
She's being a smartass because of your comment.
Of course. I'm still saying I'll send her a link.
Well,
I know. I know she'll never jump on. Hell no, she says.
You might as well. I mean, she's sitting right there.
That's why we got to get the house, so you can have your own room, and I won't be doing this.
Then I'll get harassed. Where's your wife at?
Exactly. She's the better part of the half that makes the show.
When I tell her that you guys ask me, why don't she jump in?
Well, Jason, I can tell you where I was shooting, and I guarantee there's probably 150, 200 rounds sitting on the ground of 40 brass. And then there's probably another 160 9mm brass. So
That's one of the bonuses of taking a friend to the range. I make them pick up brass.
Rob, the joke would be on you with that comment. My wife's not one of those women that goes crazy about shoes.
No. Rick, reread his comment.
Yeah, he's shoes.
His shoes.
He's shoes. My wife wants to know, what the hell's with your wife, Rob? Does she have 150 different pairs of shoes?
I grew up. You had the shoes you worked in. I had my sandals. That's about it. I have 3 pairs of shoes. How many does she have? And we have the 4. Right?
My wife's sitting here counting. She has 4 pairs of shoes. She wants to know how many Rob's wife has. He says she has a few.
I have winter boots. I have the slip-ons Kelly got me, the sandals, and my work shoes. That's it. And I wear them till they fall apart.
Good Lord, you're Rob and my wife arguing over shoes.
Well, I think that's a little simple.
Well, good night, Rupian. Thanks for stopping by.
Later, Jared.
Go to a staring mom. Or she just dropped me.
Oh, Ken's gotta go.
Now, New York, clarify a few. Are we talking less than 120 or like 120? And if it's less than 120, is it less than 80?
You're not getting the point here, G23. He forgot to add 100 to it.
Probably.
She also had jeans from like 10 years ago.
So how many guns are excessive?
No such thing, Rob.
You can never have too many guns, but you can have too many pairs of shoes.
I have more shoes than Rich's wife.
High maintenance.
Jeez.
I have a pair of shoes that I wear and a pair of sandals that I wear.
I have 2 pairs of shoes. I have a pair of shoes that I wear, and then I have a pair of boots. That's it.
I've got my backyard shoes. I've got my garage shoes. Got the front yard shoes. I've got the winter
Turn in
going
your
somewhere
man card.
shoes.
Turn in your man card right now.
Summer going somewhere shoes. I've
Get
got
it over.
2 pairs of dress shoes. I've got 2 pairs of boots.
Oh, I did forget.
3 pairs of boots.
I do have my Perry Ellis shoes that are for like special occasions or like dress style, but those are still, you know.
I don't even got a pair of dress shoes. I don't wear them.
Well, they're not. Those aren't really dress shoes, but they're, you know, they're tennis shoes that the are higher end tennis shoes kind of stuff. So
Ten's not too excessive, Rob.
yeah, 10 pairs isn't bad.
I've known women that had a closet just for their shoes.
I had an ex that had like over 100 pairs of shoes.
Mm-hmm. Remember Ferdinand Marcos and his wife when they were over in charge over there in the Philippines? She had a walk-in closet that was the size of some people's bedroom, full of nothing but shoes.
That's just too many. How often are you actually going to wear each pair?
She probably wore each pair once a year. And a different pair of shoes for every day of the year.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we're at like the 3.5 hour mark, and I think we're running out of steam.
Yeah, we're talking about women's shoes, for crying out loud.
Yep.
And DM Foss needs to turn in his man card because he's apparently a woman with all the shoes he has.
No, half the shoes I have aren't because they're fashionable. It's because I can leave them by each door, and I don't. That way, there's shoes there.
So
I don't have
what
to
you're
go walk
saying
to somewhere
is-
to get shoes.
So what you're saying is you have all those pairs of shoes because you're lazy.
Yes.
See, that's acceptable, I guess.
Yeah,
The-
that's acceptable.
most of them have. I've never tied them. They're tied the way they came out of the box.
Defense Dad says he has 10 pairs of shoes also.
Yeah, I love Keens. That's what half of what I have are Keens. I love Keens.
I have a pair of Puma shoes that are like, because work requires that we have a pair just for at the facility, so they stay there. And then I have a pair of Pumas that I wear everywhere, and then I have a pair of Nike sandals that I've had for like 5 years.
I got a pair of Skechers memory foam hiking shoes or cross country running shoes. Take your pick, either one. Can be used for either one. And a pair of Wolverine boots. That's it.
Yeah, but Rob, you also work construction, so you got to have some, different types of boots. And then, of course, you got to have like a pair of shoes to, like, when you go to do estimates and stuff, so you're not tracking crap into people's houses.
Tell you what, I love those Skechers memory foam cross country shoes. Man, those things are so damn comfortable.
I've never liked the memory foam in shoes.
Oh, these
It's
ones
always
are
uncomfortable
awesome,
for me.
man. These ones are awesome. I was standing for 4 hours in DC during the rally. My feet never bugged me one time.
See, I'm not really a shoe fan. I would run around barefoot if I could get away with it all the time.
Yeah, when we're at home, I'm just running around in my socks.
Defense Dad said it was 55 grain.
Yeah, that might be why the group would try a 62 grain and see if that tightens your group up too.
Yeah, but the fact is it's hard for him to get any kind of ammo. So
I know when you can get it.
Oh yeah.
when you can find it, try a 62 grain. See if that tightens your group up.
So, you got anything you want to promote before we bail out of here?
I'll say Kingpin's not here right now, but check out Kingpin. And Blitz just came in at the last minute.
Right.
But Kingpin, he's always there for anybody, any other channel that needs his help. He's promoting everybody else and never promotes himself. So check out Kingpin's channel. I don't know. Check out my channel, DM Foss. If you got time,
check out your B channel, Barely Practical.
Yeah, it's a B channel. I don't know. I do little projects for fun, or there's a few reviews, or just kind of non-gun related stuff. And find a channel that you've never seen before. See what you can find, or start one yourself. You never know. Somebody might want to hear what you have to say. That's all I had.
No, Rob. You don't send him mayonnaise. You send him mayonnaise ice cream. I'm guessing Mia has a lot of pairs of shoes.
Jason says he keeps them. But so
they might mistake you for being Japanese though.
Yeah, they could. So, Rich, what do you got going on since you don't have a show tomorrow evening?
Nothing.
Are you going to do a makeup show sometime during the week, like Monday night?
Probably not. I got other stuff I got to do Monday, so.
How's the house hunting coming along?
Terribly. We looked at a place today. They want almost 65,000 for it. It should be 45,000 at most. There's more work that needs done in that place than what needed done in the one we made the 24,300 offer on, and we were turned down for the loan on. Do you remember what we were talking about last night?
Mm-hmm.
They started to do an open air thing in the downstairs between the living room and the dining room and never finished it. The kitchen needs the one piece of the cabinetry needs reattached. And I mean, it's a big piece. The carpeting throughout the place all needs replaced. It's a mess.
The
And
poor
it's painted
the
everywhere.
poor conservative says Rich White does a show.
Yeah, on Unlimited Media channel, usually Sunday nights between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern. Why no show? Because I don't know when we're going to be getting home tomorrow because my wife wants to go and check out some of the places around here tomorrow. So we're going to be running tomorrow. And don't know when I'm going to be back. So I told Budget, since he wasn't able to do his show Friday, that he could have my time slot tomorrow to do his makeup show. So that's why, Mia. Budget's going to have my time slot tomorrow instead. So you guys will still have something to watch. It just won't be me and my people.
Well, again, thank you, DM Foss, for showing up. If you're not subscribed to him, go ahead, double check and subscribe to him. And check out Rich. He's a pretty good guy. And give him a like or subscribe. And
Or go to his house. Hang out.
yeah, grab a cold beer out of his fridge.
No, I'm not going to be able to do that. There's no beer in my fridge.
But thanks again, everyone, for showing up for Saturday Evening Chats number 18. We may try this again next week. And hopefully I'll have at least one video coming out here shortly. I got to spend some time on editing. So keep an eye out for that, I guess. And talk to you all next week. Get your plugs in if you got any.
Well, if you do come to my house, you can get a nice tall glass of sweet tea most of the time. Maybe a Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Rob says party at your place.
Rob's always expecting me to